coming in this year, I'm more confident in my game. I had a year to develop and see the speed of the game and really watch Byron and X, do what they do. And, all they do is make me hungry to come back this year and show them I can compete at that same level.
Sam Madison told us this morning that you lost some weight in the offseason. Was it suggested to you, or you kind of took it upon yourself?
No, I kind of took it upon myself. When I was in college, I played at like 210, 215. Last year, I was at like 206, and coming in OTAs, I was 210. And right now, I'm like 202. So I feel like if I'm lighter, I'm able to move better, against smaller receivers. So.
You still in on that?
Yeah, I was picked.
Just making sure we're kind of far away.
Oh yeah, one hand too.
How many is that now?
Saw that.
2.
And you stayed in bounds?
Yes, sir.
Who was the receiver when you see
I want to say Waddle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's just practice, how meaningful is it to come up with those plays?
It's meaningful because, practice translates to the game. So if I can make these plays now in front of the coaches, they have faith to put me in the game to make those same plays.
What's the best piece of advice you've gotten from either Byron or X last year, this year, or from Sam or Pat?
Pretty much, they told me it's the same game I've been playing all my life. Just go out there and have fun and just play football and use the techniques that I learned over the years and just translate it into my game and just have fun.
It's not like anybody's rooting for injury, for opportunity, but do you come into this training camp with like a renewed sense of opportunity with that space available without Byron practicing?
Byron's one of my big brothers. I love him, but right now we only can worry about who's on the field now, and right now it's next man up. That's what the team needs, and if I'm not person, then I'm not person. But just come out here every day and work.
Mike talked to us at the beginning of camp about making every rep count, making every opportunity count, even with the shorter practices. How has he relayed that message down to you and your teammates?
Man, football could be taken away at any point in time, so we pretty much, come out here and rep every play like it's our last play. And, that's going to translate, when we got to go to Tampa or when the first game starts. So, yeah, every play like it's our last.
What ways has going up against Tyreek and Jalen kind of helped your game come along so far in development?
It's helped me tremendously. Those are the top 2 receivers to me, and I feel like, if I could keep up with those guys, guard those guys, I could compete with any receiver in this league.
We talk about Sam and Pat as your coaches, but also Josh Boyer has a big background in defensive backs. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but he's got a resume of guys that have come from undrafted to big-time players. Does that kind of stick out to you as far as his direction goes and just what you're able to do with him?
I'm going to do whatever, he wants me to do, and, I'm a team guy, so I've seen him develop a lot of players, and I'm one of those guys he's trying to develop, and, hopefully I can take it to the next level.
Just seeing what Nick Needham has done as an undrafted player, like yourself, make himself into a good, reliable NFL corner. Does that inspire you at all a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even coming to last year, Nick is, he's one hell of a player. And I come out here and watch his work ethic, and I try to, do better than he do because, like I said, he's a hell of a player. So, yeah.
What has Sam Madison done with you from a technique standpoint? Have there been many changes in terms of?
Just be more physical. I'm one of the bigger DBs. I think I'm one of the bigger DBs in this league, so it's pretty much getting my hands on the receiver. And once I do that, I feel like I take away the entire scheme.
So do you feel like, at Syracuse you were very, very highly rated? Do you feel like you're a little bit underrated here as you're starting to
Yeah, that's not for me to decide. I just come out here and make plays, and that's for everybody to see.
When you got picked up by the Dolphins, were you pretty excited about the opportunity? Not just because of, obviously with X and Byron here, it's a deep room, but the way they play defense with the physical press style, I feel like that kind of suits your game.
That's my game to the T right there. Playing man-to-man, jamming at the line of scrimmage. That's my style of play, and I'm glad that they saw that in my game and added me to their team to contribute.
The first goal of an undrafted rookie was making the team, so you accomplished that last year. Is the goal now playing time?
Yes, sir. My goal is to always get on the field and start, no matter who's in front of me, whether that's X or Byron. Like I said, I love those guys, but at the end of the day, it's, who's the better man, who's going to go out there and play.
Would it also be any snaps at nickel, or you prefer to be outside?
I can play anywhere, whether that's, corner, nickel, or safety. So I'm very versatile, and, whatever they need me to do, that's what I'm going to do.
How much work have you gotten in the slot this offseason?
I got quite a bit.
Are you comfortable there?
Yes, sir. That's why I played in college. I took a lot of snaps at nickel. I barely took snaps at corner, and I was mostly at safety my last year. So.
You prepared to have discussions with Melvin once the training camp ends, and you got to decide who's going to wear 6?
We'll see when we get to Tampa. You'll see who's wearing 6 when we get to Tampa. We both can't wear 6 over there.
Have there been negotiations at all? Has he offered you any money?
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna see, you know, first we got Tampa.
Ugly man.
Okay.
Trill, I feel like this interview, like, you know, at Madden or 2K, when you're doing the interview and you got to give the right question, or the right answer, or the
Is that?
other answer, I feel like you got a lot of practice in that. You've been giving the right answer.
It's funny because, you know, when I went to college, I did communication and broadcasting, so that's I feel like I'm very articulate to you know, talk to a lot of people.
What's the question you would ask yourself after a practice like this?
What are you gonna do to come out here tomorrow and get better? Pretty much.
Trill, any NFL corner you sort of had in your game after, a similar size that you watched?
You know, I learned how to play corner watching Jalen Ramsey. When he was at Florida State.
Right.
So I took a lot of his game, and Vernon Hargreaves, I took his game too, and I built it into one. And I feel like, you know, I'm a hybrid of both. But now I feel like I'm coming into my own person, and I play like myself.
Great.
Coach McDaniel has said he wants everyone to feel that way. He wants everyone to feel like themselves. Have you felt that from him, or is that something?
Oh yes, day one. You know, he comes in here. You know, he's himself. You know, and you know, as a player, you know, I love that for a coach. You know, so he's doing the right thing, and it helps us come out here and compete for him. You know.
Do you see that your teammates are starting to kind of feel that they can, you know, be themselves and show their personalities?
Yeah. You know, last year, you know, it was a tough season. You know, it was very, you know, very gloomy in the locker room. But I feel like now that's you know, that left. So now we're just trying to build up and you know, make it far into this playoff run, and hopefully, you know, get deep into the playoffs.